He woke you up this morning. Ain't nothing good about waking up this morning. I got to explain it to you. I know that's over your head. But life is death, and what you call death is life. That's the realm of freedom. We're going to go into this right now. Ready? The psychic man, let me read it again. The psychic man has been instructed by psychic matters. They are strengthened by the works of mere faith, but they do not have perfect knowledge. They belong to the earthly church. Good conduct is necessary for them. Otherwise, they cannot be saved. But we spirituals, as well as the psychic, all of them go in the same place. Well, you just ought to know right now. It's just talking to the people that know. We spirituals shall certainly be saved, not by good conduct, but simply because we are by nature spiritual. That's what the little man with the third grade education told you 60 years ago, but you followed Martin Luther King. Martin Luther King. You followed that damn cracker. But Honorable Elijah Muhammad told you 60 years ago that the nature of black people is spiritual, no matter how they behave themselves. You see, this is in the Gnostic scripture that made up the Bible. The Bible made it moralistic and messed it all up. You wasn't supposed to do the moral thing. Your nature's moral. A dog don't need no book to be no damn dog. Africans didn't need no book to be human. You were human by nature. You only fell apart 5 years ago. 6 years ago. You was human all the way up to the late 80s. Certain things you didn't do. Hell, a nigga didn't admit, it wasn't cool to admit you went down on a girl until the late 80s. Let's be frank about this. We was humane. Oh no, I don't do that kind of stuff. No. I'm just talking about the black people. Don't get me wrong about this type of thing. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking about a conservative people when it came to shit. The black woman is still the most conservative person out there when it comes to giving up something. So how the hell she gonna be the #1 AIDS recipient if somebody don't give a shit? Nigga might be 4 or 5 months if he get with the right sister trying to get something. Know what I'm saying? The most conservative on the planet, but she doesn't come down #1 recipient of AIDS. Please, white girl give it out on both draw legs, and she ain't got nothing. They even screw the dogs. That's right. That's what the dog was, a woman best friend too. Come on, Fido. Let's get with it. Let's get with it. Y'all all right? Yeah. We will certainly be saved simply because we are by nature spiritual. Just as the earthly cannot participate in salvation, that's talking about the white man. He was created on earth. Just as the earthly cannot participate in salvation, it is not capable of receiving it. Salvation is within, they say. And the salvation they talk about, you're already saved because you're saved by the Christ. The Christ is nothing but melanin, Christos, anointed one. The earthly cannot be saved by salvation because they cannot receive it. They are incapable of receiving it because they don't have it. They're not born with it. In the Gospel of Thomas, which is the Gnostic scriptures, say that which my Father did not plant cannot be plucked up. You see? So in turn, we spiritualists, or we Melanites, cannot accept decay. No matter what actions we undertake, no matter if you go out there and screw up a storm, drink up a storm, whatever you do physically or immorally, you still gonna be saved anyway. Because ye are God's. Just as gold is placed in the mud, it does not lose its shape. Its beauty retains its own nature, and the mud cannot harm the gold. So we cannot damage or loosen our spiritual nature, even if we engage in various material actions. You cannot do it. You cannot damage or you cannot go to the higher realms no matter what you do. Even if somebody kills you, because the physical is an illusion. It doesn't exist. It's only an emanation of something someplace else. That you have fallen into the physical five senses and thinking that the physical body is you. It is not you. Those of the church receive grace on a loan. Therefore, will be deprived of it. But we have it in our possession after it has come down from above, the ineffable and the unnameable power. For this reason, it will be bestowed on us. And we must always meditate in the mystery of the union every day. Whoever is in the world and does not love a woman does not love a woman, so that he unites with her is not of truth. You see what I'm saying? So the Bible tells you that the woman is a no good and she's the lowest thing and all. And here they say you got to get with the sister. And will not obtain truth, but he who is from the world and unites with woman will not attain truth, but lustfully unites with woman. And then it goes on to say that this reason the psychics who are in the world must practice and continue with good conduct. So this is also talking about here. It's also talking about unite with woman. It's talking about spirit, but it's also dealing with what the church does. Is redoing what the church says about all this shit about women being evil and all this kind of thing also too, as well as the homosexual kick. But anyway, it says that you can't damage your soul no matter what action you take within it. Now, let's go into some other science. Y'all all right?
All right.
This picture that I showed you right here of the gods who live on earth, the beings who live below say that God is on high, while the angels in heaven say that God is on earth. Right here is a picture of Amen, the ram head, with the ram head. These pictures was later on, the ram ears was later on that here and on the god Hathor Heru with the actual horn. In Greece, they had another god called the Greek god Pan, a goat-headed god. And later on, that goat-headed god, the Greek god Pan, later on was chosen by the Christians as the symbol of the devil. This is a spiritual picture. You see the star in the middle of the head, which represents the third eye. The horns just represents united with nature, or united with nature. The goat, if you notice right here, you also see the Masonic symbol. All of this is ancient mythology when the Christians, even Diop told you that even the Hebrews didn't even have no hell story until 100 years before Jesus Christ. But they borrowed the hell story from the Egyptian book of Gates. And it's nothing but talking about the different chambers of your soul and the different parts of your mind getting back to the spiritual realm. And hell also means the deepest part of the subconscious called a mentor, which is inside of you. Hell's fire, baptized by hell's fire is the Kundalini, which is the energy that you see, the double helical structure that I showed you that goes and bathes the black dot. That's the hell's fire. That's the hell's fire. Right here, the Kundalini energy, which is a cosmic fire. Inside of you, it's the fire behind fire, 100 times hotter than fire. It rushes up the spine. The 32 columns of the spinal system, you got the 32 years of Christ. Well, there's 32 columns of the spinal system. When you get to the top of the shit, you are Christ. Had nothing to do with no man in no damn 2,000 years ago. That's fake. Christ never existed. If Christ existed, the world would have ended when it was supposed to end then. That's why you ever thought about this? Why is it you ain't got no black Jew ever bought hold of that bullshit? Oh, Jesus is a Jew. Why the hell you ain't got, why the Jews don't believe in that shit? You want to know why? Because the Hebrews came out of HEMMITT. The high priest, Moses, which was a priest of Musa, which was a priest of Akhenaten, took them out and taught them the damn truth. They were northern Ethiopians of the line of Akhenaten. So they knew the mystery system. They knew that the Christ was supposed to come only at the end of the world. Not come up in there walking around here with some damn sandals and get his ass killed. He ain't Christ. If you study what alchemy, the study of Christ is the study of alchemy, which is the study of melanin. When this thing gets to the top part and you get that crown chakra, the whole world gonna blow up. It will end as soon as we get to the Christ level. Ain't no way in hell he gonna get to the Christ level and then get killed and can't do shit. If you understand the metaphysical thing of what Christ is, he couldn't have been Christ. But he was Christ because we are all Christ. Like I am, so they say, yeah, this man was Christ and shit. Everybody else was Christ. He says in the Bible, just as I have done great works, greater works ye shall do. It's also one in, I can't think of what it is. I'll try to find the passage in a few minutes. There's one says, if the Spirit bears witness with our spirit, then we are the sons and daughters of God. And if we are the sons and daughters of God, then we are heirs of God, joint heirs with the Christ. So whatever the Christ is a Christ symbol of what you're supposed to be. You're not Christ in the coming that you haven't gotten your Christ crown chakra, but you're a Christ, period. You're joint heirs with the Christ, so it means you're Christ too. Same damn thing. Not no what's that? Go ahead.
That's Paul writing, when he was writing to Philippians, he was explaining that to them, like what you just said.
Right. It's
one of his epistles to the Philippians.
Right. If you really go back and all, yeah, it's all in there. It's all in there. And it was a book written for them, a chronicle book of our soul. Old Testament, New Testament, old body, new body. The book is us. We are the book. The mystery to the Bible is you're supposed to go in the Bible, read the Bible. Everywhere Christ is, you're supposed to put yourself as a guidebook to your damn soul. The Quran, you're supposed to put the guidebook of your soul. You don't supposed to be reading the book following Christ. Hell, you are Christ. That's for the cracker and the people of the other race who are not you to guide by so they can just get along while they're on the earth. That's to keep them from killing each other. Look what they did with the damn book. You think if they didn't have the book, none of us would be here talking. That was just a moralistic book for the lesser beings on earth. But they were following the nature of the black man and black woman who is Christ. You're supposed to go to the book, and everywhere you see Christ, that's you. The word Jesus is what's throwing you off. You thinking of some objective entity that lived 2,000 years ago to some white man. But even if you deal with Barashanga, even if there is a historical person, he wasn't nothing but another nigga just like you. See what I'm saying? That nigga had a bull can in his hand too, drinking some slit small liquor. He wasn't no more than you, and no more spiritual than you. Christ means a title or a whole race of people, the original people, the great old ones.
Amen, brother.
See what I'm saying? Later on, this symbol is drawn by Alypius Levi, the Sabbatic goat, and this becomes the symbol of the devil, which is the rosemary baby, which is a metaphysical symbol. You see the star in the head, you see the black moon and the white moon, which is the same as the yin and the yang symbol, which is the same as the yin and the yang symbol. You see the black moon and the white moon. You also see the Kundalini energy coming up right here. You see the breast, which represent both male and female energy. You see what I'm saying? The power shooting out there is the real spirit. This later on becomes a symbol of the devil by the Christians. They borrowed it from the Greek god Pan. This is a spiritual symbol. Anytime you ever see this, this is a spiritual symbol. Now, what does all this really mean? Anytime What is the original Christ? Who is the original Christ?
We are.
Yeah, I'm saying, no, I'm saying, but even in the mythological aspect, who was the original Christ that precedes the Christian representation of Christ? Heru, Horus.
Right.
Jesus, in this case, which is hard, said, Satan, get behind me. Satan, get behind me. Satan, get behind me. The base of the skull, the base of the spine and the top of the skull, no, the base of the skull and the top of the spine is the most concentrated part of melanin, the medulla oblongata, the mouth of God. Satan, get behind me is melanin, soot on. Soot, which means the triple blackness of space, or the most ancient god ever to exist. On is Anubis, which means opening, black hole, black guy. This is Anpu Anubis, the black and gold one. Satan, get behind me is talking about your true self. It's metaphysical. This is Horus and Set. Why are they the two? If this is the devil, why are they the two deities? Why are they two deities? Horus, Set. It's metaphysical. Horus is called great face. What did I say the face of God was? The pineal gland. In the back of you, you got the melanin in the most concentrated part. In the middle of the brain, you got the pineal gland, which synthesizes the melanin and brings light. Brings light. See it bringing the light? Brings light. Lucifer means pineal gland. You got to turn everything around. That's right. We can go into the history of this shit. You ain't dealing with no Rudy Poop motherfucker. I can back my shit up with scholarship. I ain't like no nigga coming up, just giving you some shit. You be like, oh, you supposed to. First of all, you don't supposed to follow none of this shit. It ain't about following. It's about understanding. Look, it's simple. They put the okie doke on the nigga ass. Look. The average citizen, he come by and he read the scripture, and he think it's moralism. The priest come by, the initiate come by, and he might think it's on the level, and the priest come by and they know the real terminology. It ain't even got nothing to do with no good and evil. You see what I'm saying? It's yin and yang, light and darkness, energy. I'll show you what this is like. You get the skull and the crossbones on a bottle. It might be on a bottle of bleach, right? Let's say 2,000 years come and the person done lost the meaning of what bleach is, and they see the skull and the crossbones, and they say, that's some evil stuff. But to you who know, you know it's a formula. It just means the skull and the crossbone don't mean it's evil. It means it's a powerful aspect of the formula. These are formulas. So Satan just meant the most potent form of the formula, the essence of God. In Blavatsky's secret doctrine, they say when the church curses Satan, they're only cursing the cosmic reflection of God. In the beginning, it was what? No, it was darkness. And from the darkness came the damn light. Right? You get it? Came the light. Satan ain't talking about nothing but your true essence. That's what it's talking about. So the church is all set up to tell you to curse Satan. Is talking about cursing melanin, the prince of darkness. You are the prince of darkness. Lucifer means light bringer. Pineal gland brings the light and the light up the darkness. In the Garden of Eden, what happened?
I said that's terrible.
In what aspect? That they would deceive us, you're saying?
Well, we're doing this. We're hurting ourselves. It's terrible.
Yeah, in that aspect, not understanding. Now check this out. In the Garden of Eden, the tree of life. Where the hell is the tree of life? This is the tree of life. The Kabbalah. That's the tree of life. He said, the tree of good and evil. He said you can eat from all the fruit, but you can't eat from the tree. Long come the serpent, which is the kundalini. This is the serpent right here. This tree of life and this tree of life is one and the same. This is an Egyptian one from the temple of Komombo that the Hebrews later adopted as the tree of life. And this is the one from the temple of Tahuti, or the priesthood of Tahuti, is the same damn symbol. The serpent say, don't eat. The serpent say, go ahead, which means your kundalini energy rises up and eats the apple, which is your third eye, called the Bindu seed. Up here, the tree of life, the serpent crawls up the tree of life and they eat a part called the daf. Now, the Hebrews take this part off because the white Hebrews don't have daf. That means melanin. So they take this point off, which means daf, D-A-A-T-H, a dat. Blackening stage, melanin. That's where you get the word Darth Vader from. The dark side, pure melanin. Darth Vader was called in, Joseph Campbell was called in to help them work with Star Wars, and it's adequate. The Jedi warrior, the jet black eye, melanin. The Jedi warrior, the Djed pillar. You know what the Djed pillar is in HEMMITT? It's the backbone of Osiris. What's the backbone of Osiris? Bam! Backbone of Osiris. The Jedi warrior. The Jedi what? The black eye, the eye of Heru. Darth Vader. Darth, right there, D-A-A-T-A, the black dot. You don't know the powers of the dark side. Everybody got the black man to do the voice. The powers of the dark side. Then the hero, Luke Skywalker, rises up, conquers Darth Vader, who is his father, and becomes the Christ. We're talking about darkness, light coming out of darkness. The hero, Heru. The word hero comes from the word Heru, and the word hero is Greek for great face, face of God, pineal gland. Lucifer, light bringer. Satan. Let's go through some history. Let's go through some history. So what you didn't realize is the Egyptian thing, the Osirian drama, is a later version. The original people that came out of Atlantis and Lemuria were called the Typhonians. The Typhonian tradition matured, declined, even before the first monumental phase of the earliest civilization. This was written in fragments of original mythical lore current in Egypt and the Far East. The traditional lingered on and became corrupt in passing epics. Gradual attrition of the old age lineage of initiates, harassment and warring factions seeking temporal power at the expense of intemporal, inter-traditional space knowledge, sifted the sparks and foiled the spring of ancient wisdom. These particular writings later on became, in later centuries, the alchemical writings of the West, occult tantras of ancient India, and other occult things that you have now that the actual secret societies deal with. Now what this is this. There was an older tradition. Let me go to the history of this thing. Let's get some glossary so you will understand. You got to understand this thing. You got to turn everything around. Before Amun-Ra and Osiris, Osiris was named Sut, Black One. Set is first, or Set, later on become the killer of Osiris. It's metaphysical is what it is. First of all, Osiris was cut into 14 pieces. The 14 pieces represent the 14 dimensions of your shattered mind. That's why black people are schizophrenic. The 13 pieces. Your mind is shattered into 13 pieces. You're putting together the pieces. The main piece that is missing to bring the other 13 pieces in is the penis, which is not the phallus down here. It's the pineal gland, pineal gland, which is the 14th piece. And once that lights up, the other consciousness comes back into view. It's shattered. We're schizophrenic. You see? That's what it's talking about. It's talking about 14, 13 pieces of consciousness. Soot, first and therefore the oldest deity, Set, the prototype of Satan, and the god whose worship of the star Sirius, Asoptis. The soul of Isis, Set, the goddess of the 7 stars, is represented in Ursa Major in the heaven. The word Set or Soot means black. That indicates not only the regenerative process, but this God is also associated in a mentor, hidden God. A mentor is is the deepest part of your subconscious. From the being of the gods of heaven, Set fell beneath the horizon and became recognized in later mythologies as the Lord of Hell, the hidden land. Hell is the hidden land inside your brain. That's where you are. You are the Lord of Hell. How many people saw Spawn, the movie Spawn? That's what it was all talking about. They turned the shit around. He was supposed to get his Hell's army and go to the gates of heaven and tear down the damn gates of heaven. I'll explain that in a few minutes, what that shit means. I'm explaining it in a few minutes. In magical terms, Set is the epitome of dormant subconscious and activisms, which is talking about your subconscious, the God of supreme importance. Now, what happened was this. The oldest religion we have on the earth is something called Typhonianism or Ophidianism. The reason why you don't know nothing about it is because Gerald Massey went into the British Museum and wrote his 6 volumes, Natural Genesis, Book of the Beginnings, and Ancient Egypt, Light of the World, and broke the secret. There's some older stuff in HEMMITT, which was all black. What happened was, after he came out of the British Museum, they locked up all the Typhonian things, and now the only people see it is the occult people, the secret societies. The Typhonian religion, or Set religion, later on traveled out of HEMMITT. It went to Mesopotamia. This is still all black, in Samaria. Set was later on worshipped as Sut-on or Shaitan, which is a group of people that worship Shaitan, which is called the devil worshippers of ancient Kurstadun, or the Yazidi tribe is the name of these people. One man's God is another man's devil. Remember that shit. The devil worshippers of ancient Kurstadun of Mesopotamia, or they call the Yazidi tribe, worship a god called Sut-on or Shaitan, or Tatan or Teton. Later on, these group of Mesopotamian worship was called the Phoenicians, and they traveled over to Greece and Rome, and their names at that particular time was called the Tyrrhenians, or the Etruscans, or the Etrurians, and later on Troy. You hear about the Greek people killed Troy, Trojan horse? That was the last group of black people that started Greece and Rome. They started the Latin language in Greece, the Greek language, these advanced languages. How the cracker gonna start a language and he couldn't talk from the cave? Then some Indo-Europeans came down and they taught them the stuff, and just like the Native Americans, they killed them all off. The last battle was when they killed off the people at Troy, was the last people of that land. And they left a vast mythology behind. So Shaitan, King Teton later on become the Titans, which was the black ones that fell. We're going to get in that in a few minutes. Soot in Egypt was in Nubia was Soot Nubit or Sut-Nesi, black and white. Or it was also in Mesopotamia or Samaria, it was called Sutek, and that's where you get the word Melchizedek. Anytime you see the word mel on the beginning of a word, it means black. Melanin, they got it from the Greek word black. If you get Robert Graves' book, Greek Myths, because the Greek mythology is ancient black mythology. It was called Etruscans before it was Greek. The Etruscans are the black people who established Greece and Rome. The language and the mythology was all black. The other Greeks, the white Greeks, later on went into Egypt and learned from the Egyptians, but the early thing, the Iliad and Odyssey of Homer, is all black. You see, it's all black. Now, to try to understand this, let me go into something. What actually happened? Now, this is in the Egyptian text, it's in the Greek text, it's in the Sumerian text, it's also in the Hebrew text, before the Hebrew cut off half of their text when they became a religion. Before they were a religion, there was advanced vast educational system out of Ethiopia. By the time they went into Egypt and came out with Akhenaten, they had lost a lot of their particular information, and because they didn't have the actual mystery school to teach them, they cut off a lot of the stuff. But there's a lot of other creation before it get down to the regular Judeo-Christian creation. But the religions are all fake. They only tell you part of it. Let's go through the original story on what happened in the cosmos. In the cosmos, you got the Great Mother. The Great Mother gives birth to 7 stars. The chief star, the number 8 star, which was also the first star, was called Sirius. One of the sisters at another level was called Sophia. Lilith in Kemet in Egypt, Lilith, or either a form of Maya. Just different mythologies have the different names. Went off and had a child by herself. That child was halfway created. We're talking about energy. This child came to this part of the universe and set up, barricaded himself off to a small portion of the universe. I must validate this stuff for you so you can understand this. First of all, you can get parts of that stuff in the other Bible. The stuff that they call Gnosticism. See, the Book of the Dead, we thought, the Afrocentric people thought, the Book of the Dead was like the main religious book of Egypt. What they didn't realize is the Egyptians or the Kemites and the ancient people never had one book. See, these are modern people looking back with modern eyes trying to understand the ancient world. So because they saw the Book of the Dead, all the Afrocentric scholars are saying this is the Egyptian main book. The Egyptians didn't have one damn book. This is just the pyramid text. That's all that shit is. And this particular book explains the pantheon and a form of the journey of Heru or Horus, but it doesn't really go into the real theology. That's why you ain't had nobody being able to teach you that shit. This is a ritual book for the priests. And yes, the only person who explained it, Gerald Massey did. You can get part of the mythology in his book, the Egyptian Book of the Dead by Gerald Massey, which is also, you can get, he explains it. But my point is the real theology is within some stuff called Hermeticism, later on named Gnosticism. And what they did is they took the real shit and they translated it into Coptic, and in 1945, they dug it up and it's called Gnosticism, and that's the true pharaonic thought. So now we know what the pharaoh said about the universe. And it's simple. This particular deity that was created by one of the sisters of the god was halfway created. He jumped out the side of his mama womb. The Dogon talk about the same thing. The Egyptians talk about it later on too. They just named it Set to get back at the older people. See, when you want to get in a fight with other people, you name your devil their god. It's some real fucked up shit. Excuse the expression. So the word Set is one of the ancient deities. The later things shouldn't be named that, but that's the way they do things. That's when we start messing up. You name your god, you name your devil somebody else's god that you don't like. So this is how they Set thing. Set is the oldest name of the deity of the heaven. When the Great Mother had her first child, it was Set, which is the form of Sirius, the first of 7 stars. So, somewhere in the constellation of Orion, because Osiris is in the constellation of Orion, one of the sisters went off and had a child by herself, through mistake, I guess. But it wasn't balanced with the both energies of the male and female energy, or the energies of the god. And this child was halfway created, a renegade, a psychotic entity that came down and created a small section of the universe. Is a statue of the baby Horus, Harpocrates. Heru Parkrates, which means the baby Horus, which you got baby Jesus. It's standing on 2 alligators. Alligators is a symbol of melanin. The alligator, the serpent, the dragon. Anytime you hear those symbols, like the age it went to the dragon, those are symbol of the most supreme power of the universe. Dark matter, melanin, carbon. Here he's holding these scorpions. That's also a symbol of melanin, representing power. Up here, you will see the God best, but you see it looks like a beast. The word beast comes from the word best. This picture of ancient Kemet and this picture is one and the same. It represents the monster of soul and what your energy is. If you tap into it, it can kill everything down here. We'll go into that in a few minutes. That's what we're gearing up to. And this is what they don't want you to know about. It's all in you. There's some shit up in you that can kill everything in a couple of days if you know how to tap into it. But you ain't got to worry about it. You're going to get to it soon. And I'm going to tell you how you're going to get to it. I done broke the secret to this thing. There's the entities. Now this Adalabroth, his name is Adalabroth in Gnosticism. He's called Adalabroth in Gnosticism, Yahweh in Hebrew, Zeus in which is a subordinate deity. I want to read something else to you. Bear with me. I want to read this to you. Look at this. This is profound. Y'all all right?
All right.
Y'all all right? But I got to read this to you. Got to read it to you. You got to hear this. Just bear with me. Let me get it. All these doggone papers. Hold on 1 minute. Put the stuff down that I don't need so I can find it. Here it is. Look. Look at this. The creator that controls the place, the creator. Y'all call on the creator. Don't call on no damn creator. You the creator. You are in the beginning. Remember you came down to clean up this mess? And what you did is you came down as one crystal and broke yourself up into many crystals, and that became the souls of each one of you. And those crystals inside of you were called a black dot. Crystalline dew. Crystalline dew. Melanin. So the creator here, that's that subordinate deity. You are above him. We are above God. The creator is in control of this place. Now, this, what I'm talking about, is the oldest scripture in the world. The same thing of that particular papyrus I gave you, when you was going to go into hell, when you was going to go into slavery, is coming from the same papyrus of Asclepius. So this is 5,000 years old. It was later on translated into Greek in other names. But this is Hermetics. Time you hear the word Hermes or Hermetic stuff, that's the stuff that they stole out of the Library of Alexandria. What did they steal? Anytime you see something Hermetic, you get a little book called a Kabbalion. K-A-B-A-L-O-N. The Hermetic Laws, a little blue book.
Spell it again, please.
K-A-B-L-O-N. No, K-A-B-L-O-N. Kabbalion. K-A-B-A-L-O-N. Excuse me. Can't spell my shit. Never could.
Who's the author?
It's about 3 initiates. They didn't even put the name on it because they got it from some other place. That's called Hermetic Philosophy, a little blue book. Everything it tells you everything in the universe vibrates. Thought, this thing is vibrating. Just at a slower pace. You understand where I'm coming from? That's what they say, bodies turning into the spirit in a twinkling of an eye. We're talking about vibration. It's just dense right now.
Even in pictures of vibration? You see a picture of
the
vibration too?
Right.
That's how we see.
Everything vibrate. Now, this is the oldest material. Now, the creator is called Zeus. That's just another name for that subordinate deity. This is because the Hermetic people, the Greeks took this from there and named it but they still got it right on time. Now the creator is in control in the place which is in between the heaven and the earth. This is the oldest thing in the world right here. You can't get no better than this. But we can document stuff right now because see, the other scholars were only historians. They didn't know anything about the occult realms or the metaphysical realms. So Dr. Ben and all, and he might claim to be the Mason, all that kind of stuff. He was a historian. That's what he was. And even most Masons don't know this. Most Masons are just social club, you know, just like the AKA And the deltas, that's all there most black masons are, like the Buffalo Lodge or some shit from Flintstones. I'm standing on the square, bull ears, you don't know shit. Now, if y'all are mason up in here, y'all come on and challenge me now, goddammit, and tell me that you learned some shit in Prince Hall. My brother is the damn Master Mason of the Year, 5 years in a row, 33rd degree, and he'll tell you right now, Prince Hall don't know shit. Drinking liquor and driving cab and singing Negro spirituals in the lodge. With a damn, what you call. Now, I'm not trying to be mean-spirited, but what I'm trying to say is, the key is this. Now, my brother just said, well, we're just a social club. And that's fine. That's great. The Masons are great as that. But then you got some niggas that's fronting like they got some secrets. Now you start to lie. You see what I'm saying? You ain't got no damn secrets. You see what I'm saying? They don't know shit about no... Most of them didn't know about no Egypt, period. The 32 years, the 33 years of Jesus Christ. What kind of shit is that? It's the 33 levels of the damn spinal column, or the nerve, the spinal column. You see what I'm saying? You see, ain't got nothing to do with no what you call it. You see. So, and I ain't trying to be mean-spirited, but I'm just saying it's a social club. You see what I'm saying? But you got niggas out here talking about I'm a Mason and we got some secrets I can't tell you. You ain't got shit to tell nobody. The real mystery is there are no secrets. There are no secrets. Just the knowledge is obsolete now. Niggas talking about I ain't getting paid. They don't want to hear about no knowledge. In the Tibetans say in the last days all shit will be revealed. But it will be obsolete to the people because the people will be so inferior at the time till if you ain't talking about getting paid or shaking your booty, nobody don't want to hear nothing about no knowledge now. You see what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, you know, we got niggas out there, you thinking they Mason, you thinking they know something. They don't know shit. It's just a social club. That's all. They wouldn't even have the damn thing if they wasn't mad at the Minutemen and all them people over there fighting over here. And the queen and the king said, shit, I'm going to give them niggas a thing to spite y'all. And gave them a charter before that. But that's the history of it. It's really, you know, my granddaddy was a damn Master Mason. That nigga couldn't even read. They got 2 million Prince Hall people in America now. If they have 2 million black people have some damn knowledge, we would have been out this shit yesteryear. Last year. Yesterday. See what I'm saying? Them ain't nothing but damn sophisticated pallbearers. That's it. That's it. That's all. Your apron got motherfucking clay on it from bearing a bunch of damn niggas. I'm just saying, on that level, it's just, I'm not trying to make fun, I'm just saying, but it's just like the damn AKAs and the Deltas and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? You go to funerals, you know what I'm saying? You help a few people and all, you know what I'm saying? But it ain't no knowledge thing. You see what I'm saying? If that many black people had the knowledge and stuff, you say, oh, he Mason, he don't know shit. Don't know his ass from a hole in the ground. You know what I'm saying? But I'm fine, but that ain't the problem. But I'm saying, you know, what you can do is, if he do know something, he had to go outside of the lodge and get him some subsequent knowledge. There are a lot of books on Masonic stuff like that, but a real Mason, the true Mason, or the mystery system, you can't be a high priest now unless you got a damn high priestess. Because the ultimate mystery is you got to go in the woman, and you goddamn sure can't go in above another man in the lodge, not unless you a bunch of faggots. Go get C.W. Ledbetter, Ancient Mystic Rites. You'll see white women up in they shit. Annie Besant, Dion Fortune. You see what I'm saying? You can't be no true. Who is the Master Mason? Who is the builder of Solomon's temple? Solomon, this means, first of all, King Solomon never lived. There was never a historical King Solomon. King Solomon and Sheba is fucking Osiris and fucking Isis. Saul, which means sun. Amen, which means hidden. It means the hidden sun. Black dot. Solomon is another ancient word for melanin. Hidden sun. Oh yeah, I am black and comely. Sheba, that's Osiris. Male and female Isis, or Aset. Male and female union. The Temple of Solomon means the black body. Building the Temple of Solomon is also talking about, the Temple of Solomon is also this. The Kundalini and all this is on the inside of the body. Jacob's ladder, the ladder of lights. Solomon wasn't a historical person, it was Osiris. If you get the real Hebrew laws, they give you a little stuff in the Torah and the Bible. They got volumes of the Hebrew mythology. Solomon they got some stuff called the judgment of Solomon. If Solomon was a person that lived back in the day, what the fuck he supposed to judge the end of the word for? Solomon only means black people. Inward, and also just another name for melanin. Sol, which means sun. Amun, which means hidden. Hidden sun. Amun Ra. Solomon's temple. The master mason is supposed to build Solomon's temple. Black man can't have no damn temple. The damn woman is the fucking master damn mason. She has the fucking temple. The baby. Who is the master mason? The black woman, not the black man. He's her servant. Submission is power. How you gonna be a master man? You can't have no. The master mason is the black woman that has the temple. The temple is what? The body of God. This is the temple. Who is the real master mason? The black woman. Not no nigga in no damn apron at digging up some fucking grave site, pallbearer. That's the real shit. I'm standing on the square because I done been in the lodge with the cable toe. How many people in here Masons? Raise your hand. Anybody here Mason? I done been in the lodge with the cable toe. So y'all can challenge me on what I'm talking about. With the black and white floor and the Tesla board. Then he talking about smooth ashler, clandestine and all that kind of bullshit. I'm just saying, if you born a Mason, you all Masons. You see what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying, and I'm not talking about you indirect. I'm just talking about the niggas out here fronting. You see what I'm saying? You born a Mason. They couldn't even use the Duncan's Ritual Complete, which is the white boy book up until the 70s or the 60s or something. They had to use the Dobbs book, right? Charles Wesley Dobbs is the master mason from Atlanta, Georgia. They got a street that runs dead in the Peachtree that's more important than Martin Luther King. This downtown, Martin Luther King shit is in the black neighborhood. Ain't nothing but death down there. Raggedy. Everywhere you go on Martin Luther King in the world, there's some violence going on. Chris Rock said that. Charles Wesley Dobbs was more important. The cracker know that. You know they got this nigga stuff? This thing is right downtown in the middle of Peachtree Plaza. You know that glass building? That's the building that built Atlanta. Charles Wesley Dobbs building is there. It go all the way parallel up to Auburn. The black man had this nigga was so bad they couldn't use the book. This nigga went and made him a ritual book. Now the white man know this nigga got more power. They worship him now. They got a big statue up of this Charles Wesley Dobbs. And you following the cracker, and the cracker following you. They gave this nigga a street right in the middle of town. It's up there in the white people stuff. You see what I'm saying? That's the real deal, Jimmy. Charles Wesley Dobbs. Or is it John Dobbs? What is it? One of them Dobbs. The grandfather of Maynard Jackson, the first mayor. First black mayor of the United States. Why you think he's the first? You think it's all? Because they know what time it is. I'm going to tell you where Martin Luther King Street ends up. Martin Luther King Street starts in the Confederate graveyard. The first Martin Luther King, the most famous Martin Luther King Avenue, which all the other Martin Luther Kings was fashioned after, is in Atlanta, Georgia. That's where he was from, the civil rights seat. His street begins in the Confederate graveyard. Margaret Mitchell is buried there, the woman who wrote Going with the Wind, and all kind of racist crackers that killed people. Told he was didn't that day he was a government agent? Now I want to ask you something here. Now rescue me if I'm wrong. Now you know how the white man thinks. How is it that his street, if you get on Martin Luther King Street, and go east. There's west. But if you go east to where it begins, you arrive dead in the middle of the Confederate graveyard. His street starts in the graveyard. Now you say that nigga that wrong. He talking about Martin Luther King. I want to know, what is a black man that's supposed to stand for civil rights of black people being honored for his street starting in the Confederate graveyard? That's some amazing stuff. Next time you in Atlanta, get on Martin Luther King and go east. Go to its source and you're in right dead up in the graveyard. They don't even put the gate on the graveyard. You can ride right up in there. This graveyard has been closed since the 1800s. They just put Margaret Mitchell up in there because she wrote Golden with the Wind. Calling niggas Polk up in there, and Hattie McDaniel and all kind of book dancing niggas. But see, that's the Uncle Tom thing. Then you understand what the whole Martin Luther King thing is. You better recognize. But we born Masons. You all Masons. But my brother's quick to tell you. He said, oh man, it's a social club. He said, you know, you got niggas out there fronting and all, but you know, I mean, they did great stuff. But you know, you got people up there fronting. You see what I'm saying? I'm not knocking Prince Hall. We got a long tradition up in there. The Dobbs thing, you need to try to learn about the cat. You see what I'm saying? Now they got the Black Compass and Square. Now they got a new book that's coming out on the Black Masons. But guess what? White people worshiping the Black Masons now.
Really?
Yeah. So white people now, look, white people now, they scared. Now they trying to get with anybody for juice. They done approach me. Brother, you want to know, can you come and teach us? I said, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know nothing about no knowledge. I don't know where you get that stuff from. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I said, nothing wasn't me. I said, that's another Bobby Hemmett. Must be nigga, I don't know. I don't know nothing. No, I don't know nothing. I don't know nothing. But they're scared now. They're scared now. They're coming trying to get people. You see? Now they're worshiping Charles Webster Dobbs because he's the real deal other than the Martin Luther King junk. Any man bad enough to make his own ritual book? See, that's energy. That's the real cosmic God whenever you can make something out of nothing. That's what God do. Take nothing and make something out of it. Right? You see what I'm saying? That's the key on this thing. That's what I'm talking about here. You all are Masons. But the woman is the real deal Mason. All right. You got it. You got it. That's right. They say the Mother Lodge. Check. Y'all all right? Now the Creator is in. Now the Creator. Now this is the Hermetic text. You know, it's all in the Bible. It's just that what happened is a lot of that stuff is in the Bible. Do you know in the Bible that I was talking about? Do you know in the Bible in Isaiah chapter 3? What is it? Isaiah. I got it in a note. It's in Isaiah chapter. God, man, I tell you. I got it right here in this notebook. Hold on, let me find this notebook. Hold on 1 minute. It's not that one. I got another notebook. Here it is. Hold on. Isaiah 45, chapter 3. Oh, stay away. Isaiah chapter 45, verse 3. Oh, stay away from the dark side. In Isaiah 45, chapter 45, verse 3, it says, I will give you the treasures of darkness. That's melanin. Melanin in alchemy is called the Alchemist gold, which is the treasure of darkness. The walls fall down in Jericho. The Hebrews, it's a metaphysical thing supposed to be happening in the future. They say, well, how you gonna get the walls to fall down? Because I think they had some army on their trail. I guess it's the Babylonians or Canaanites or whatever. And Jesus said, God said, well, take a bunch of your jewelry and make an offering to me and put gold and silver and your stones and all in one thing. And they did it, made an offering, and the walls came falling down. It's an alchemical thing. It's talking about gold and jewelry. The melanin is composed, every compound in the universe, gold, silver, iron, zinc, all alloys, all things inside of your melanin, plus the stuff outside of the melanin. And when you tap into your own powers, the walls come tumbling down. That's what it's talking about. It's an alchemy treatise. You see. So Isaiah, the treasures of darkness is the treasures of melanin. You see what I'm saying? It's all different. The treasures of darkness. Now let me just read this passage here. Now the Creator is in control of this place, is between the heavens and the earth. That means he's not the highest creator. He is called Zeus, that is the Platonic Zeus. That is, he is the Lord of the earth, the sea. And he does not possess the nourishment of all mortal living creatures. Or for all mortal living creatures, meaning it ain't for you. It is the core who bears the fruit. These forces are always powerful in a circle of the earth. But those others are always with whom he is. It says that the core bears the fruit. The real heaven is in a circle in the earth. Metaphysics, there's no such thing as space and time. What you call up under the earth is the devil. It say in the most ancient scripture, the real power is up under the earth, which is talking about literally inside of you in the subconscious. Dr. Ben used to say that the pharaohs used to bury they used to bury the pharaohs deep down. So if you was a regular citizen, you might get buried 6 feet. And how royal you go depends on how far you get buried, how righteous you was. What is up is actually down. If you take an hourglass and turn it upside down, what was up is down, and what is down is actually up if you turn it this way. Heaven is here now. This is the kingdom. Right. Listen. This is the Kabbalah. This is the Kabbalistic, or what they call, look at this. This is supposed to be the crown chakra, Keva, the crown. But down here, this is called Malkuth. And it's called Malkuth. The archetypal world, but in actuality, is also called the kingdom. The earth is called Malkuth, the kingdom. The kingdom is on earth. They say there's going to be a new heaven and a new earth. The old heaven and earth will pass away. It's down here. See where I'm coming from? So in here it says that the real kingdom is between the heaven and the earth, but it says the real kingdom is on the earth in a core, in a circle. Up the earth. It's all backwards. It's all backwards. That's called a covenant of God, the black dot. The circle, the black dot. It's all about you. You getting it? Let's go on. I got a few things I got to deal with. Let's see what we're going here now. Let's see. Okay. In the ancient time, how many hours is that so far? Getting close on 6. Good. Okay.
5.5.
Huh?
5.5.
5.5. Okay, good. We can do a good question and answer in a few. Because I don't want to, you know, always do. We got a lot more stuff and all. And I hope you didn't think I was too harsh with my language or whatever type thing. But I was laying in the bed and I said, well, you know, as I get more spiritual, the more and more I get more foul in the mouth. I told you no such thing as curse words. And the Spirit said, look, we did that because we told you that the TV is dangerous. So the more and more you do this, the more and more somebody can't show you on the TV set. It'll be beep, 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 beep. And that was my cloak. So he's going to come like a thief in the night. Christ's going to come like a thief in the night. That's talking about us, but it's talking about the Christ energy.
Yes.
It's not going to come in like you think it's going to come. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. Solomon in the Hebrew text was supposed to battle a lot of demons. Solomon demons. Solomon means the black dot, but it also Solomon black and common. It means the black man, or it means the soul, and the Saul, the hidden son, which is inside of you. This is the hidden son. The hidden son is this. Is this in a circle. Now, you also have, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know it's backwards. I know that, but I'm trying to show you something. The zodiac is 12 signs, which is the 12 disciples.
Right.
But there's a 13th man, this Christ. There's 13 of them. There's 12 disciples of the 13th man, which is Christ, which is in the center. That's the 13th man. That's our lucky number. 13. Spiritual number. It means the star Sirius. It's the 13th man. You see? Which is our spiritual number. 12 zodiacs. 12 months of the year. The 13th man is in the middle. That's Christ, the black dot. 13 tribes. See what I'm saying? That's our spiritual number. That's why the white boy don't put the 13 on his building nowhere. Because that ain't his number. It's unlucky to him. One man's God is another man's devil.
You know that thing you got in your hand?
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a three-phase circuit. You were talking electronics?
Yes.
Right.
Three-phase circuit out 90 degrees. If it's off at 90 degrees, it's out phase.
Mm.
In phase is 90 degrees.
Right. That's what this stuff is dealing with, the science. Now, let's go on. Here, this is what this is talking about. First you had the Shamitic, that's talking about the spiritual phase. And at one time what happened was, see the Christians, let me get this right, the Christians, and you got the Christians, or you got the religious people, and then you got the science people. One is talking about creation and one is talking about evolution. And they can't fit it all together. First of all, the whole thing about the eighth thing, that's Charles Darwin, that's all fake. That's all fake. But the saying that the earth is more than 6,000 years. They are right. But the Christians, or let's say the spiritual people, are saying, but you thinking we evolved from 8. You wrong. We were created, or at least there were some people created, not necessarily them white people that's talking that bull jive. But both of them are right. They just can't put it together because they don't understand occult laws, or the hidden knowledge, forbidden knowledge. At one time, when we first got down here, we were semi-physical. That means that we had all collective consciousness. We had what is called detailed files, and it was a race of beings down here that had all their functions working on a certain level. Although they had fallen them down low, they set up camp here and was the lords of the earth. That's what anytime you hear the word more, that means lord of the earth. But see, the white boy, if you want to get real more science, the white boy, he takes the word more, the adjective of more, the explanation of more, when you describe a more, he was called woolly-haired one. And that was called Suf. Sufi means woolly-haired one. So the white boy, anytime you hear the word Sufi, that's the description of it. They split it up. It really was more. But the Moors were before the Islamic thing, for the simple fact that you got Moabites in the Bible. So it can't be no more of the 700 years ago. Moabites, you see what I'm saying? Black or more. You also got Lemuria. That's where it comes from, Amu. They're going to come on TV this month with some, this thing with Merlin. It's coming on soon on NBC. The word Merlin comes from the word Moreland. Comes Merlin. The King Arthur and the Holy Grail and the cup and all that there and the Excalibur, that ain't nothing but the Osirian mystery that the Moors took up into Europe and fashioned it into the Britain thing to teach the white people ancient mythology of how the Christ symbol and all that go. The cup of Christ that holds the blood of Christ is melanin. Blood inside of you is pure black. When it comes into the physical realm, when it comes out of you, it becomes red. So they say blue. It's black. And black people, it's black. White people, because it's another type of blood, it's blue. And you is pure black. Go get the movie Warlock Armageddon. And every time they would mess him up, he would bleed black blood. That was melanin. That's it melanin. In Warlock 1, go get that. He was trying to find the Grand Grimoire, which is an ancient book of spells, magical spells that reverse the name of God. The Grand Grimoire is the book of the dead. That's what it was. Warlock comes from the word, break this down for you. Horace Locke. Warlock, Horlock. Horace Locke, Horlock. Warlock just meant ancient priest. You see, Wicca means wise one. You get witchcraft, comes from the word vitch, but comes from the word bitch, which means priestess of the dog star or the priestess of Isis. Witchcraft. You know, they burn them all to stake because they was worshiping Isis worship. That's the word Paris means city of Isis. That's why they took your girl head off in Paris the other day when they trying to get sexy with a black man. Married a nigga, gonna marry a nigga, was pregnant for the nigga. Princess Diana.
Oh, okay.
Kill her ass right off. They got some people called the jackals. They professional. They specialize in killing you with a car wreck. Kill you with a car wreck. Princess Grace died the same damn way. Back in '93. You better recognize, ain't no stuff, no doggone accident. She was going to marry a black man because he was an Arab. And then not only that, his uncle was Adnan the Shogi, the Sheikh. And in order to marry into an Arab family like that, you got to convert to Islam. She went over there and already told him, I'm converting to Islam. Now, you know people die with that Catholic and Protestant stuff. And she going to convert to Islam. And the Queen of England going to marry a nigga pregnant for a nigga? That ain't nothing but a sand nigga, they call him. You see what I'm saying? Pregnant, they say, oh, you got to go. Put her right in the car. Kill her right on up. Then they say they did a botched up job and she was still living. They had to go and cut her heel. That's the way they kill you. They cut your heel, you bleed to death. Even the girl Fergie said, when I heard from her, she was still living the last time I heard. But Fergie was in on it because she know what time it was. The family took her right on out. Because they was mad with her because she was supposed to name that Philip cat Arthur, King Arthur. That's the Osiris. The Arthurian mythology is Osiris. But she didn't name him. That was one thing, but she's doing a lot of stuff. But her family was the big dope dealers of China. China white, heroin dealers, and opium dealers, heroin dealers, and opium dealers. They're all thugs. The whole royal family is trying to copy royalty from the Osirian thing. We the real royal people. Nigga standing out there around a gas station bumming for a quarter is more royal than them. Because you got the royal blood, the royal art. The royal art is called alchemy, the study of melanin. And the royal people the royal art is the royal blood is talking about the melanated blood. That's what it is. We the raw. And raws is the kings and queens of the earth. You the kingly man or the priestly man. We got it all. The nigga in damn Alabama on the tractor is royal blood. Some old burly-head, peasy-head nigga eating some watermelon on the porch with some pork chops and some damn butter beans is royal. That's a hell of a statement now, ain't it? Right. We the shit. Out of all the stuff, we the people. We are the people. Now, I hate to say that. Some people say, that's rape. No, that's just the way it is. We just the people. God knows we suffer because of it, but we the people. The royal blood, they cut the blue blood society, all that stuff, it comes from the ancient Egyptian thing carried up by the Moors, the royal blood, and they would start to copy our stuff. Moors set up 16 universities and taught them all that. The warlock, he bled black blood. Armageddon, get the movie, you'll see the black blood. That's what we have inside of us. Y'all, let's go on. Let's go on. They say in the Gospel of Thomas, you need to get the Gospel of Thomas. You'll find it when you get the Bentley Layton Scriptures. Read that Gospel of Thomas real good. It's in the Bentley Layton Scriptures. They say that in the last, they'll say this is what they'll say. They'll say that he says, the Jesus up in there, disregard that name. He said that there will be those who got your knowledge and will find out they can't do nothing with it because they don't have the melanin. See, the knowledge goes from just having the knowledge. You got to have a real deal hookup inside to deal with it, to work the magic. They say when they'll find out they can't do nothing with it, they'll try to keep it from you. But I tell you, in the last days, all which is hidden will be revealed in the last days, and it's being revealed. So we got the shamanistic, which is at one time when we used to live on the earth, we had detailed files. We're going to still bring it back home. We had detailed files, which meant that our Akashic records was open. So all the knowledge in the universe we had at one time. As the vibratory rate fell, we became more and more dense and trapped into the physical realm. At one time, the physical world was dim. We couldn't hardly see it. And the spiritual world was visible. As the vibratory rate fell and our third eye closed up, which is our first eye, what they call the cosmic eye, the physical world became clear and the spiritual world became invisible. So the priests all got together and said, hey, we're running out of time. We got the knowledge in our head. This is the book, the Akashic Records. So we're going to pick one part of the earth, Egypt, or Kemet, and we're going to copy all the records before the time run out or our memory runs out. So they copied all the records. When they got through copying all the records, the Greeks came in and got the stuff and brought it out, and the several people brought it out, and the Moors brought all the stuff out, and then we died. So we can have it at this time right now. The people who copied the records for us to have is sitting in this room. You only doing something what you agreed to do one time before. You live one other time, you say, I'm going to copy this stuff, so when I reincarnate again, I'll get my stuff because I'm the high priest. That's why your third eye is open and other people walking around dead. You didn't realize that the reason why you are sitting here enjoying this type of knowledge on a Saturday night is because you are more advanced than what you think you are. You are advanced high priests. You see? You only agreeing to do what you're supposed to do. Long time ago, I'll ask this question. How many of you, anybody in this room, how many of you thought you was different ever since you was a child?
To tell you the truth, when I was real young, about 5, 6 years old, and we was coming from somewhere, right? My older brother was in the car with us, and it was raining that day. And he said something about God's making it rain. The first thing that came to my mind is a black image, a black dot or whatever.
Yeah, see, you always just, you only just picking up what you agreed to do because you, look, they say that the sky opened and was a rider on a white horse and he had an army with him. Guess who the damn army is? You the army. You the army. In one of the books I was reading in the Bible, Mary was saying that them people right there, one day, Those people are going to rise up and they're going to overtake the plowman. The slave going to overtake the plow. The plowman going to overtake the master or whatever. And she was going on and she was saying, the guy was saying, you're not them people there. The people there ain't going to do nothing. She said, you don't understand. Their spirit going to override them like a zombie. Your own spirit going to jump up out of you just like that woman right there. That's what it's indicating. Going to override you like a zombie. And going to kill across the land. The army that's coming back to kill is you. That's right. That's right. You the ones that's coming back. We all knew each other time before this. You and the amount and the 1% of the entire black nation, it's only 1% conscious, period. The rest of it ain't no 5%, it's 1%. 0 point something, less than 1%. But it don't supposed to take nothing but a circle. The point, in the 60s, and I explained this yesterday, in the 60s, we had mass movements. Everybody thought you get the masses, get the masses. The masses ain't never did but one thing, died. That's it. The people that run the world is a group of little crackers in a room. They run the whole world. Right. Guess where they got that from? They got that from the Egyptian priests. That's the science of this. This is too large. You wear yourself thin. It's the nucleus that controls everything. You get a damn corn on your foot. You cut it off all you want to until you get that kernel out, that baby coming back. See what I'm saying? The core. That's basic science. So the Masonic thing, they had to be secret because the mass of the people don't bother know nothing. So the brotherhood is supposed to be few. Many are called, but few are chosen. You see? They copying us with this thing. So what happened was basic science is we tried to get mass movements in the 60s. And you got all these people, H. Rap Brown and Kwame Ture. In the 70s, they found out, they said the people done got away from them. Niggas start going crazy, start making hot sauce and stuff. Your boy, one of them boys got a hot sauce on him. Bobby Seale hot sauce. They start going crazy because they didn't understand basic things. It's the core, it's the nucleus. You worry about the nucleus. The other ones, they are pocket culture. They're like the animal box. They go with what feels good, looks good, smells good, sounds good. They dead. They follow the wave of what's the strongest current out here. If you make yourself strong, you ain't got to worry about it. Right. So what happened is we get a little group, you try to get all out here. You wearing yourself thin. You see what I'm saying? It's not about that. It's the core. That's where the energy comes. They say where it say in the Bible, where two or more gathered in my name. Right. So you don't need the masses of the people. 0 point something is all you need. But see, it's simple. Let me tell you what it is. Your people out there are going through the hell. You are the workhorse and breaking your back. They don't have to learn. Because I am, we are. You just got to learn. You understand what I'm saying? They say there's going to be an angel on every corner. That's you. When this thing go down, your people going to be running. And you're going to be there to tell them what's going on. Because you have already paved the way You don't have to go through all this learning. Just a simple fact that just a simple fact that, for the mere fact that you want something better to happen. You ever just say, man, I'm tired of this junk. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm tired of seeing my people this way. That's the energy. You already got it. You ain't got to do nothing. But go to sleep one night and you're gonna dream you're gonna be a dope. I'm gonna go into that in a few minutes. Let's go on. All right. Let's deal with this. Let's deal with this. So what happened was we often wonder why all the rest of Africa didn't look like Egypt. They didn't have to. They were more advanced. They had the detailed files in their head. There's an old saying. Full room empty mind.
Yes.
Exactly.
Full mind, empty room. You ever know, it's just like, look, when I remember back in the 70s, Nixon, I guess after he won his second term and stuff like this, he figured he already got in the second time. He figured he gonna give some niggas some shit. Excuse me. He went down in the South and they built a whole lot of brick homes, as we call it. Built a whole bunch of brick houses for black people. Black people who never had nothing. Nixon gave them some stuff. Trying to be, this little politics thing, got to do a little something. And immediately, man, these people never had, they had all kind of fences in the yard, tires, and all kinds of things, that's supposed to be beautifying the place. And my mama say, you can tell that they never had nothing. If you go to the white man yard, you won't see nothing but a lawn and a grass if he real rich. You don't rip the grass is the decoration. You go in some of the cracker neighborhood, if you don't cut your grass, they can get you out of there. They got some ordinance, man. That's why they say about rich people, they got to keep making money. They got to have an upkeep. Because you don't have the upkeep in Beverly Hills for your stuff, they get your ass out of there. You can't have your shit raggedy. So the upkeep be $1 million a year. See what I'm saying?
Right.
The deal is, they got Jerry Seinfeld, Jew. Richest man in Hollywood now on the TV thing. They went to 60 Minutes, went to his house, he hardly had no furniture up in there. He said, well, I'm a New Yorker, I'm just visiting. He hardly had no furniture. Millionaire, billionaire now, damn near. But you got MC Hammer, $60 million, broke, 27 racehorses. You see what I'm saying? Because you go, if you go to Atlanta right now, you will see the sisters. They ain't never had nothing. 4,000 earrings, a ring on every damn finger, 10 earrings in the ear, all this stuff here, so dressed down with all kind of stuff. But what they don't realize is because they ain't got nothing in their mind, they don't understand that more is not necessarily better. It's just more shit.
It's true.
You see what I'm saying?
A lot to maintain.
And what they're doing is they're trying to substitute physically or vein-wise what they don't have on the inside.
That's true.
You see what I'm saying? What they don't have on the inside. So I said I was a middle-class person that went on a quest to be poor. That's because the more knowledge I gain, the more I don't need nothing. You see what I'm saying? That's freedom. You see what I'm saying? Now, so we recorded the records when our time was running out, and that's why the brothers in Africa, you see that, they had detailed files. The Egyptians was just, they chose them to record the records. So the most advanced was the people over in doggone Nigeria and all that stuff, because they had it all up in here. They can read in their mind. Now, they had the shamanic time, shamanistic, that was the spiritual time. Then you had the pagan, which only means people without a religion, or the people. We didn't have a religion. They had a doggone spiritual educational system. Then you had the monotheistic. That's when things start breaking down. They start, you're trying to take a multi-deity system which represents nature, science, physics, and trying to put it down into one thing, faith. That means no knowledge. And then that's breaking it down. That's when the crackers start coming in. Then you got atheists. That's just the white man. He don't believe nothing. Or rationalists. White man, rational. Logic, rationale, science. You understand what I'm saying? But that's his nihilist. We should become nihilists now. Just mean we don't give a damn about nothing no more. Which is what we need to be doing now. We don't care too much about stuff that's stopping us. But that's just him, he just crazy white boy. Then chaos, that's where we supposed to be. Chaos is melanin. And then you get the word pan-demon. I told you the Greek god Pan is an ancient word for ancient god of Amun-Ra. He's also called an all-in-all. So Pan means all in all is Allah. Pan-demon, where you get the word pandemonium from. This is talking about the pure spirit picking up the old and coming into the new. In order to come into the new, you have to disintegrate all of this. Anarchy. Now, the melanin is called chaos. Chaos is a thing, is a state of things where change is supreme. That's what we do now. We create jazz, don't listen to it no more. Create blues, Don't listen to it no more. Always changing. And we said, damn, we don't do that, but we don't supposed to. We're trying to get out of here. Subconscious-wise, chaos, a ungenerated state of primordial matter before creation. We are. Chaos, which is melanin, a confused state of mass. Chaos was the primal source first in all. That's what melanin is. This is anarchy, it's chaos. So all the stuff that's going on is spiritual. In one aspect, not the government aspect. In the chaos, the agents of chaos cast a burning glance at everything and anyone capable of bearing witness to their condition. One must have chaos to give birth to a dancing star. Chaos is nothing but the black part of the melanin, and when it solidifies, it turns into a bright star. It's like this. The melanin ain't nothing but the brown stuff on the box, on the side of the matchbox. When the sacred marriage of the components of the melanin of the iron, fire, water, air, the four elements, and all of the carbon and all that stuff makes a sacred marriage and comes to the boiling point of the solidification of what they call the elixir point. It makes a halo, a star. That's all. It's like diamond, but in the core of every star is chaos. You see what I'm saying? All is an illusion. In the heavens is an illusion. Shines the continuous chaos. Matter is an illusion. Solidity is an illusion. All are illusion. Only chaos is real. The only thing down here real is you. This is all an illusion. The neophyte mistakes the physical realm as reality. You mistake an illusionary phenomenon for reality. In the Kabbalah, there's a book called Holographic Universe. You need to get it. Michael Talbot, Holographic Universe. That's what the Cracker is studying. He's been studying stuff since 1970. They realize ain't nothing down here real. Nothing down here is energy. And what you call a physical is nothing but an emanation of something someplace else. And in actuality, you are someplace inside of your head, dreaming outside. This is the hologram that you're seeing, and you can't understand it. Because some of you can't understand it. Michael Talbot's Holographic Universe. That's the stuff all. That's what the white boys are dealing with. They have studied Joseph after World War II, and by the 70s, okay, we're going to give them all science, mathematics, science, some relations, and all the stuff you go to college for. We've been studying chaos physics, holographic universe, all that. Check it out. Down here is where we are. Up here, three stars. The frontal lobe. But it also represents pituitary gland, pineal gland, and hypothalamus gland. The pineal gland is right here. It represents also Isis, Osiris, and Heru. It also represents three stars in Orion belt, which represents the three pyramids. And it also represents three crosses at Jesus Christ Calvary. The three crosses at Calvary is a representation. It's a Christian copy of the down three pyramids. These are ain't that shit? Two other people, Iris, father and child. Hypothalamus gland, pineal gland, Taurus, right of the white horse. Stars around yourself. You see, something else blessed also, Jesus also too. I'm forgetting. I'm also forgetting. But this is the three causes of Calvary. Is what this dealing with. This is the real world. Down here is there on down. So the universe you're looking at is hard. Right. But the universe that you're seeing out there is actually a reflection of the universe in your head. Out there is only a reflection. These eyes are reflecting from inside out. But you're thinking that this is real. That's why you don't talk about it. This is called emanation. Emanated all from a God. Sirius. Back of your head. Shine. Understand that you are actually up here. This is a hard. If you cross the abyss, real. We need to go. From the third side of the means penis, or you get with penis. So pine can be penis, pine code. Pin means penis, means sun, it means the Genesis 2 verse also means gland, means the seed of God. Body, it also called it's also called hero. You get it. Next time, and then they start up with all now, you remember the two ones you saw two things. The guy also all two things on the top of his people now you still with investment. Most of the reason why he's not even expecting on you see your big black man and also now, what is and the cavalry, the period on the horizon. The priest of the rise you right in the people and sex corrupts it's word you hear them word and if you apply to you south to the land that all you Ryan all around we go